Some years ago, I was invited to a ceremony in a small town in northern Maine honoring a young man from that town who had fallen in Somalia and received the Congressional Medal of Honor. That ceremony, like this one today, started with the color guard and the national anthem. And I listened to the national anthem that day in a way that I never had before. I actually listened to the words and I noticed something. And it turns out, almost uniquely among national anthems and national songs across the world, our national anthem ends with a question. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? That's a question. And that question has to be answered in each generation, and I believe the answer to the question is contained in it. The land of the free and the home of the brave. As long as we are the home of the brave, we will be the land of the free. And that's the message of the last line of the national anthem. I'm especially honored to be here today because a member of my family served in the OSS, my wife's Uncle Bob. Bob Salstein from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. His grandfather was an immigrant, and the family was so delighted to be in America, they named Bob's father Benjamin Franklin Salstein. BF, he was called. And Bob Salstein was in the OSS in Burma. And we've already heard about the bravery and entrepreneurialism, if you will, of OSS veterans around the world in the most dangerous missions. He was in Burma, ahead of the U.S. liberating troops, dealing with Japanese pockets of resistance, and they ended up recruiting something like 11,000 Kachin tribesmen in Burma, and they became known as the Kachin Rangers. This was OSS 101. Bob Salstein, all his life, said that his work with the Kachin Rangers, with OSS 101 in Burma, was the most important work of his life. And I would tend to agree, because he was one of the brave that enabled us to remain the land of the free. And I guess the easiest way to characterize it, particularly realizing how few people were involved in the OSS, 13,000 is the number I've been told, 35% of which, by the way, were women. 35% were women, 13,000 people. And I think the words of Churchill about the RAF apply in this case. Rarely in human history have so many owed so much to so few. So it's an honor for me to join my colleagues here today and recognize those of you who are here and those who aren't here, like Uncle Bob, for what you did for our country, for what you did for your communities, for what you did for all of us. Profound and sincere thanks.